Welcome back to part 2 of making a pie skirt. So I had the pattern drawn out and I used a red pen to trace it. I wanted a 2-inch border all the way around, so I would measure in from the sides 2 inches, and I only marked where I was going to cut out those areas. So that way I wouldn't mark on any of the fabric that I wanted to keep in the middle. So there's some examples there. As I did this, I wanted to make sure that the ruler was pointing towards the center of the circle at all times so that the 2 inches was accurate all the way around the sides and all the edges of the crest. And then I had it all marked out and ready to cut out. My friend Claire let me use her pinking shears to cut out the edges, so I had that pie crust kind of texture all the way across this skirt. So that was really great. Those are really cool scissors. One thing that Claire warned me about was how the skirt would warp if you didn't secure it, and so I pinned the skirt all the way through my carpet to secure it before I cut it. And I cut it out, and then there's the lattice. I was hoping my cutout pieces would be enough to make the lattice nice, but I realized that some of them were quite long enough, so I cut 3 more long strips, and that covered all that I needed it to do. Then I measured 3 inches by 3 inches for all the squares as I was laying out those pieces and weaving them to make sure that they were actually square. I decided to hand sew this because I wanted that texture of the crust kind of sticking together. You could glue it if you wanted to. I just went with hand sewing, so it took quite a while. There's about 50 squares, a little bit more than that to hand sew down, so it did take hours to do, but in my opinion it was worth it. This is actually the back of the skirt that we're seeing here, and the front I'm making sure I'm not quite going all the way through so the thread isn't visible on the front. And I made sure that the side that I marked on is the back as well, so any of the red pen doesn't show because it's on the back of the skirt too. I did hand knot each of these ends on each of the squares so that it was secure every time, and then I snipped it off and there you go. So that's the front, and you can see the back, there's some stitches. And then I got it all finished, so this is all hand sewn. Thank goodness it's over. It took so long, but to me it was worth it. I love it. So here is the lattice completely finished. I'm still going to do the ruffle around the edge, and I still need to do the waist of the skirt. But look at that! Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I'm so excited.